We had to vote for new chair and vice chair tonight, and secretary. Do we have any nominations for chairman?
I nominate whoever's the chair right now.
That's Bradley Jones.
Bradley Jones.
Oh,
Bradley's the chair, not vice chair.
I nominate Justin to be chair.
Have a second.
Who did the second?
I did.
You did.
Do we need to do three any more?
Move to close nomination.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, say nay. It passes. All right, next in line, have any nominations for vice chairman? I nominate, William Taylor.
A second.
Do you approve and accept that nomination? Sure. All right, all in favor, say aye. All in favor, all that don't, nay. All right. All right, nominations for secretary.
Stay the same.
Who's it right
Ms. Marks.
now? Who do you think it is?
Probably make the help nominate.
I'm making sure she's taking up for somebody
Keeper
else.
of the books.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All not in favor, say nay. All right, next thing, discuss the LPRF grant.
Just a big part of the meeting tonight, just to talk about where it's going and what's going on with it. Of course, you've seen the lights going up and things like that. WT Thomas is coming down, so it's on its way, most of the way down now. It's about half of it, a little over half of it, so. And they're just waiting to move some stuff out or clear some areas that.
More supposed to start coming out between Wednesday.
Okay, so that's all coming around pretty good. I talked to Archie about some color issues when the engineers came in and did some things with some playground equipment. They had some wild looking stuff going on, for lack of better words, so. But I got Margaret, she's the one I could reach, and we calmed those colors down a lot. Is one of the churches down there, are they still thinking about, I'm not sure if it's your church, so I don't, are y'all still thinking about trying to keep up with that area, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, she calmed the colors down a little bit.
I know
They hit bad dirt there, so I don't know what that's going to mean for us. I mean, it's not, if they can't find the bottom, they're going to have to bring some in, like you said, and that's going to be a big deal.
I was already told it's full, there's gonna be quite a few spoils come out and quite a few fresh come back.
Okay. So I don't know a lot about it other than he sent me a picture of his machine and it was sunk completely.
Did we get our water drainage issue fixed in there yet? I know we put a lot of work into it. On the ball field area.
Talking about the Indian Mound.
Oh, yeah. Indian Mound, the ball field? Yeah, no, there's not.
That's all.
It's all, Morgan's drained the parking lot, and then when they did the football field, they built that holding reservoir. I don't know what that is there, but it works because it was full of water and they forgot to take the cap off of the silk fencing off of the thing, so it backed way up and it was deep, and maintenance got that cleaned out, and it hit the creek within minutes, so it works like it's supposed to. Did y'all have any water problems on the fields this year from like the softball field? Did anybody?
We did a little bit, and we're actually working through that with Little League right now, maybe getting some prices on through Little League, getting it fixed this winter, and then, hitting high spots on our work days when we have them in spring, but maybe trying to get the bulk of the work done now so it has all winter to set.
Where was the main spots though?
Field 30, little baseball field. It's just years of getting drug and not having much dirt added to it. And really, the whole infield's about 3 or 4 inches low, probably. So,
Yeah, I bet it is. But you're right. I think the softball field, I didn't see any water on it. I mean, like it was at
Third base there, kind of drains itself.
it doesn't hold any water. It needs some work, but it was draining well and drying off well, so we didn't want to mess with it during the season.
Yeah, but
Gives the
it's,
slow person a little impact, right?
Yeah, you run third base a little too far.
The softball and the middle baseball field need a little bit of work.
Okay.
The main drainage problem.
Yeah, it's fixed. So, yeah, I guess you know more about Indian Mound really than I do.
Yeah, but me and Mike discussed it, we were discussing the Cumberland City School, and he was saying that would be coming up here pretty soon, and it would be, basically, you could call it crawdad dirt, it's just muck. It ain't got no pack, it's not topsoil, it's just a muck is all it is.
So you come on City?
No, I'm talking about the Indian Mound. It's basically, it's a creek bottom, it's like a swamp over
Gray,
there.
gray mud.
Gray, it's a purple gray muck. So that'll have to come out, and we were talking, I don't know if he'll have to put in a layer of felt down before he brings other material in or not, but he said it's fresh material enough to build back up, that's much we took out.
Yeah, slow that program down a little bit there. But other than that, the contract signed, all the stuff's ordered for Indian Mound, it's moving. Final, 3 years in the making.
Back on the ballpark, I mean, if you're doing the Indian Mound thing, is there any money left available in this? There's fees doing some work for those fields?
Not for that grant, it's not.
Okay.
No,
Ask.
it's milked. That was, we got as far as we could out of it. But, not to say we can't find another grant too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would need to know an amount. You guys, I don't know what that costs.
We could always come back to the commission of nonprofits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, you know, I think we can make it work for another year or so with a couple $1,000s worth of work that we can probably pay for out of our budget. To run Little League, we had a pretty good year for it this year, but that's the first year in a long time we've had a pretty good year for it, I think.
And also, and you'd have to get with Kendra, she may have already allocated it, but y'all did really well off the money from the Clarksville Montgomery County Healthcare grants that I got, because I had to put those off a little bit, and, you know, we got them back to back to back, so we're pretty good off interest on that. So, you know, that was, at one time, there was $800,000 in there y'all drawn in. But, I mean, that's y'all's business, not mine, but she may have allocated that somewhere else, I don't know, but I don't know.
Well, that's probably Athletic Association money. I'm just on the Little League board, so I don't know about the Athletic
Is
Association.
y'all's pot still, is your money different?
Well, each one has their own budget, and then it all goes together into the AASC board fund. I guess Margaret's on both of them, aren't she? She would know better than I
How
would.
it all goes into one, but
But Little
keep
League,
it separate, I mean,
Budget
Kendra
it out
keeps it
in one.
budgeted out,
I
yes.
got you.
You have to
Little
do
League
it.
usually gets supported by all the other sports because it's more cost, basically. But all the electric bills come out of Little League's budget. None of it comes out of junior pro football or other things, I don't believe, the way it's set up. So the Little League sports a bigger chunk of the overhead, and it's usually the one that's not as well off financially.
The gentleman that's doing the lights down there, his name's Doug Reynolds, he's from Dixon. He's a lot larger contractor than I originally thought. He actually did Vanderbilt Stadium, so. He told us about a light program that he wanted the AESC to get on. So he wanted to take all the lights and put them on one bill. And said we could probably see a 60 to 70% reduction in electric costs. Well, Stephen didn't know anything about it when I talked to him, and then he called me back and he said he's 100% right. So the AESC had 3 electric bills. Now they're going to have 1, and a part of that 1 is going to be a lights only, and it should reduce it down to 30% of what it was.
Is this something just for the LED?
It's
change over?
only for the lights, yeah, and it's just some program that they offer, and
TV,
Plus,
something like that.
just the amount of, the lack of wattage used every month compared to what we were using, you know, with the halogen lights to the LED should be a big help.
we've had some, so I'm not down at the ballpark a lot, especially when it's busy, because then I end up staying all night, so. What about, have y'all heard anything? We tried to get the gravel over, there was a lady dragging or
Yeah,
something.
we
We
got
saw
it.
Ronnie,
It's fixed good. I went down there yesterday, I was driving around. It's packed.
Ronnie sent the county down there, and they were fixing, was going
They
to.
did, yeah.
We got the handicap accessible things on the little field, we got those poured and put in, so if there's someone
Complaints
that.
there.
I believe we're in the process of maybe getting the inmate training too, to where they can help out down at the ballpark from time to time too, on days or weeks where we've had a lot of rain and
That'd be great.
stuff like that too. I think a couple people's gonna go do the training for that.
That'd be real good. I want to put down, we got some things from your dad. He had a bunch of them. I got them. Curbs. I'd really like to have a curb day down there one day. Our maintenance just doesn't have time to but we can pop a line and we can take those curbs and line them up before you get to the sidewalks. Throw some, 4 foot of rebar on each end of it and paint them red. I think that will help the problem of people backing over the walking trail during Little League.
I think we're gonna have a couple work days in February, probably January.
It would
January,
really-
February.
If y'all would like to start that, I'll go ahead and start getting them moved. And anytime anybody has free time and they just want to go in there and start painting them or whatever, I mean, I'll do. I mean,
Where are they
and
at?
maintenance will help,
Where
but
are they at?
they're at Ricky's.
Okay.
And I've laid eyes on them. They're in 3 different places and
Especially way.
a lot.
Oh, you can pick up the skid steer. I'll bring them down to my skid steer if y'all want me to. Today y'all do it. I can bring a skid steer with forks and I can place them wherever y'all want them. I don't need to take them out.
There you go.
I got
That's-
plenty of community service workers that need hours right now that can go paint some red.
I mean, I just think that would help. I'm not gonna say it's gonna fix stupid. Now, there's
Well, it would
still
look-
gonna be
it'll look
people
neat.
driving over them because they drove over the sidewalk. But also that will help, and with our new parking lot this year, I know it's a walk, guys, but if you go to any ballpark
You're gonna walk.
in the country, you're gonna be walking that far if
Go to
it's
Woodlawn.
worth anything.
Yeah, we want to go
If you can't get around the backside, you're way.
We got 300 parking spots over there now on
And we may have to look at getting signs put up on the highway, no parking by the highway, so that when nobody
Well,
can
now,
park.
talk to the state about a guardrail,
Yeah.
that may help.
Made it hard to get out.
And they have not committed to a guardrail yet, but we've got to the next step, and I think we're gonna get it. The community park at the ball field needs a guardrail. I've been down there when a vehicle come off that hill before.
Well, I know at our AFC meeting, we talked about liability with people parking up there and if kids just hopping out on the highway and running down there, and that was a big concern.
Yeah. So I think that'll help out down at the park also, if we can get that guardrail up, and then we can put some signs,
I've been 100 for those. I'll call as far as when T-Dot. 232's been a mess.
Yeah.
I got a couple of people I know how to contact.
But yeah, we should.
No, you just gotta aggravate them a little bit, but give them a good interest. What I did was did Google Maps, showed them exactly what we're looking for in the certain areas that I thought were a harm, and then you just keep emailing them, keep calling them, and they'll send somebody out to take a look at it pretty early. But you say safety concern, normally somebody's out within a couple, days to make sure.
Especially at the park growing like it is.
Yes.
It's, I mean,
Scares me.
You just might need to get a better understanding of what you are looking at. You want a guardrail all the way down from this entrance to that entrance?
I mean,
Or
if
is
you're
it,
doing it, you might as
know,
well.
Or guys, when we
got
start off with a
soccer.
couple of no parking signs, that way the police officers can police it.
Last thing we
You know.
need is a car coming off that hill into the softball
Or
or soccer
softball.
field or, I mean.
Pickleball courts.
Pickleball, anything right there. I mean,
I'd say
They would start somewhere.
You're looking at a long time before they be put up. No parking signs can be put up.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not saying we don't want both.
I'll take what I get
Right,
first
right,
and then
right.
aggravate later.
For immediate,
I mean, you got both, you can go over to Paris Lane, they got guardrail in those parking signs.
Right.
So,
and let me ask you a question. This Saturday I was down there and there was somebody down there had their kid roller skating on the pickleball court.
Need to get signs for that. I noticed this weekend in Paris on theirs, we played a tournament over there this Saturday, and there's signs everywhere. Keep off, you could be fined for having a skateboard, scooter, or bicycle.
Well, they were out there skating, roller skating on the pickleball
I'll
court.
address it tomorrow. I didn't figure we would have somebody this soon, but I was kind of hoping I could get the fences up first. But
Fresh time. Little young girl over there, look like.
And I mean, I don't mind them on the trail. We had somebody call today, I got a 5-year-old,
Yeah,
and we like to
yeah.
walk. Do you mind if I push him on his bike or he can ride or whatever?
But a pickleball court that might damage it.
They're going, those will.
Well, I've seen the one at the Paris Landing, but has it, they patrol it pretty well. So.
You know what, eventually you could get a grant for a skate park down there, 'cause that was mentioned a lot before, and I think a skate park, and I talked to the Clarksville, Montgomery County Parks and rec director or whatever, and she said the main thing you gotta think about is put a beginner skate park down there, you know, and then maybe you can move to an advanced. They put too much of a heavy duty one in there, you know.
Yeah.
Sign.
Hello, new chairman, how are you? I hear you can move this.
Based on my attendance record.
Let Danny know what your name is so he can take you out of the paper.
5:15. Well, no, I can just put these late,
Jesse Pretwell.
not absent.
Showed up late and apologetic.
So, yeah, I'll take care of that tomorrow. I really thought we'd be able to get the fence up before they'd start trying to skate on that dude. And, you know, that was $24,000, almost $25,000 to get that thing painted. So I'd rather not have to do it right off the bat.
When the net's supposed to be?
So we have the nets, we have everything except the fence. And
I would put the nets
and
up
I don't
until
want
the
to put
very
the
last.
nets up until we're done because, you know, but we do have them. And the fence is on order. We ordered, it's going to be 8 foot at each end that have an 8 foot center, but then the sides are 4 foot. So the pickleball guy said that's how it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not old enough to play pickleball yet. So.
Hey.
No, he said that's the way it went, so that's.
The
what
6 foot ones at Paris, it was several that went over them this weekend, so 8 foot would probably be good.
I told him, I said, well, is 6 foot cheaper? He said it is cheaper. He said, but and you're gonna be killing your court because they're gonna be getting off of it, getting back on it all the time. I'm like, really? So we went with 8 foot. It was only $1,700 more for the whole thing, so. The lights will be going in on it. It's going to be about 3 weeks for that and the service. We're having a 100 amp service right up there beside the pickleball courts. No, it's a 200 amp service. We're running a 100 amp sub panel over to the pickleball courts. The other 100 amp sub panel will be on the pavilion when it gets finished. So 30 by, hold on. It's a, it's 36 by 60 pavilions what's going down there. So it ought to be a pretty good sized pavilion. I don't know what you guys think about how we want to do that. And I'm already getting calls, is the only reason I'm bringing it up this early. But is that something that we're going to, that you can call in and reserve? Or I mean, what are y'all thinking about that?
Rent it out.
The pavilion?
I mean, 'cause somebody's
I've
gonna
already
have
had
to
somebody
maintain
call and
it.
says, they're gonna be up by April, and I said, it's gonna be close, yeah, it's
that's
probably
what
gonna be
Paris
close,
said.
and they said, well, we would like to have our kid's birthday party down there, but we don't wanna go down there and fight everybody over it.
I would think maybe it's first come, first served, but if you wanted to reserve it, then you pay a price, you know. But if
Isn't that how
you
Lake Creek is? Can't you reserve the
Yeah, you
Lake
can.
Creek Pavilion? Lake Paris
You
Landing.
used to could reserve it through the court.
Paris Landing, Paris Landing, you can pay to rent it.
But, you know, like Irish Creek, obviously, you go down
It's just a
there,
cleanup
somebody
thing,
pays,
because
you know.
kids are gonna put candy all over, you gotta pressure wash it at times, so I mean, you gotta have something. If you open free for all, we're gonna have a lot of problems.
Yeah, look at Greg Lane.
One Grace Lake, there's no Grace Lake.
So what, so we're saying first come, first serve, unless you wanna reserve it,
Unless
but
you
then
wanna-
if you're first come, first serve, and I mean.
Well, I'm just saying, if nobody's there and it ain't reserved, and I show up at 8 o'clock there and they're using it, we let them go. But if they wanna make sure there's nobody gonna be there,
That means we're gonna have to have
a
a
calendar.
down there at the, I mean, if you're
You
first
got a
come,
piece of
first
paper.
served, you got a party going in, somebody's reserved it, and it's a Saturday.
Mark.
And we have to have a calendar down there that's change.
Or have somebody go down there and put a sign up reserved on XYZ, you know,
Like
or
they do
this,
Saturday.
for this person, and
Yeah.
this time it's
Occupied for
occupied
2 to
for-
4 today.
Yeah.
So that, the pavilion there will be the 36 by 60 or whatever it is, and then just right beside it, we're gonna have about a 20-foot buffer there, and then we'll have the playground, and it's turned into a mammoth playground. So we've set aside about $250,000 for it out of that, the grant, because we coupled it with the Clarksville and Montgomery County Health Foundation grant that I put in for last summer, and we got it this last fall. We wanted to move that money because the state said we couldn't change our scope in the LPRF grant down there because we'd already changed it too much. So, and then the Clarksville Montgomery County Health Foundation said, no, we really want you to spend that money right there in the park, just to double your pavilion and your playground. And they wouldn't let us spend it anywhere else, which is their money. I don't argue with it because they're fantastic. They give us a ton of money.
Where's the location of that gonna be, the pavilion?
Right. So the pickleball courts is running parallel with the highway, and then the volleyball court will be right parallel with the pickleball, right off of the dirt path, the dirt pad that they made will be the pavilion, and then the playground all in line. Right there, we'll have a walk-through area to get to the soccer fields or however, you know. Which that's been a little bit of a contentious subject also, the soccer fields. You know, we had talked several meetings ago that we didn't want to build over in that part of the field in case baseball ever outgrew, softball outgrew. And when we all voted on this, it was to build a multi-use field for soccer and football. Soccer's since come back and said, we're not going to have enough room there. We're going to need more than this. So, and I told him, I said, look, we'll work around it. Y'all can use that quarter of the field, I guess it is, the top quarter of the field. I don't have any plans for it, and I don't think it's smart for us to plan that part out.
You know,
if there is going to be growth, it's got to be right there for Little League. I mean, you're not going to want.
And it's something they may have to start playing more than one day a week. You know what I mean? Like you got so many fields, just like we've only got so many baseball fields. We have to play four nights. We have to play 4 nights a week. You know, it may just have to be something where they can't do them all on a Saturday anymore.
Well, I mean, the football field, I mean,
They should be.
the football field in the fall.
They're mowing it.
But then after that, I mean,
Yeah, they were
spring,
mowing.
they don't have.
No, we don't
Unless
have
they said something about a flag football league, but I don't, I think, and this is really y'all's area, I think that's gonna have to be like, guys, this is your area, and this is your area. That's what everybody came to me and asked, so I was thinking, when we did this multi-use field, that would solve everything, but they've since said no.
I mean, they use the football field down here, and I understand they were crammed up, but there's a lot more room around the football here to do outside the football field that they have. But they put it, when we were working on that was the whole conflict, is they had to put it on this field, and if you got 13 through.
I think they're gonna have
16
plenty of room myself in that quarter of the field and the football field, so they can run them both.
They're thinking about, it's like the International Federal Soccer Association has a 130-foot field, but the minimum for even 13 and up, for the older kids, the minimum is 100 yards. And they don't need 130 yards. And I think that they're kind of thinking that they need more, with that. And I know they got different age groups and stuff that they got to put out there, but.
What about that baseball, the bigger baseball field? You said y'all don't have no team to really play on that. You want to be putting that out?
Middle school baseball is the big hang up probably on that.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
They don't normally play on Saturday, right? So if there was something out there, if we got a field set up.
The problem is, it's the field, that's the problem, is taking it up and putting it back down, because you gotta re-chalk line it out.
Again, that's all, the AESC can handle all that, I mean, that's not in our hands, but I wanted to let you guys know that
We already
I
know.
think that quarter of the field probably needs to stay open until the day we need another. We don't have anywhere else to go with that.
Probably say to ask for this board to go back to them and say, all right, plot it out the way it is today and how much room you're gonna need. So it probably gives you better planning instructions of what we need to talk about.
We have a new
Speedy.
soccer lady over soccer. So
Soccer's grown, so, I mean, it's something that we talked
Yeah,
about
we want to
doing.
encourage it, but at the same time, we can't have.
I can hear them now, that we were here before everybody. Because they've used that field for, 5 years now?
So, y'all got any questions about the community park side before we go to the next side?
Before you move off that, Jesse had brought up a good thing to me up at Cumberland City when, was talking about how we're gonna keep those up, keep them trash and everything. You said that the TVA could possibly, provide maintenance to it and upkeep.
That would be awesome.
They do that kind of stuff. So there's your avenue to TVA right there.
You got that. That's the guy you mentioned, Chris, whatever his name is. He's the guy that runs the volunteerism. He's got a region, but we're in a
Cumberland City will be fairly easy because they already do it. You know, their maintenance department already goes down there. So I don't think they'll have much problem with
Indian Mound's the one worried about the most.
it.
then.
Well, if, Margaret has spoke up and said she thinks that her church may be interested in just keeping the park cleaned up and
I think that's the best idea.
trash turned over and
If we
all
do,
that
if we do
stuff.
one wherever, Bumpus Mills or wherever, you know.
Well, both of the churches right there are very active, Cross Creek and us, so.
Just the maintenance part, we knew this when we got the daggum grant, Mark and I talked about it a bunch, it's gonna be a lot of upkeep once the families get to using it on the regular, and I think they will.
You got Rose Valley right down the road.
There's several good churches right there.
Does Stewart County have like a trash service, does like, Stewart County Disposal or anything like that? Could they be the ones, or could we hire someone like that that picks up the trash from that playground right there?
Probably, if
Yeah, I
the
think-
churches doesn't work out, you know, if the churches say, hey, this is way too much for us to do.
Because Chris already does all of ours at the church anyway.
If they just tie in there, I mean, I think.
Because I don't think it's very
If
expensive.
not, if they'd have to send someone to go pick it up and they got carried to the landfills, I thought maybe that might be easiest to,
Yeah.
hey, if you
You
go by,
still
pick
need,
it up.
you still need churches to help pick up the trash and put it in the, bin for them to pick up, because they're not gonna go out there and pick up trash laying out on the
I
ground.
just think that'd be a stress-free thing, on they put it like $25 a month, something like that.
I think that'd be
I
easy
don't
too.
care for that, but I'll put it on.
So, anybody got any questions about lights or pickleball courts?
The pavilion, though, we talked about us picking out colors at this meeting for the pavilion. Do we need to do that now, or you changed your mind? Like, what color are we gonna paint these things?
No, we need to talk about the pavilion and the playground set at the park. I mean,
It would be, the only thing is, I got to think about that, our conversation, it's gonna look weird having that building different than what the other building that we have over there, the ball field's painted differently.
Colors
Like blue, is it blue roof? Tan sides?
which one?
Like the ball fields and the ball fields, the bathroom and everything else are all different color, or all one color.
Block.
Then the-
Bathroom's black.
Yeah, and then the dugouts are different colors. And that over there's gonna be a different color, we probably wanna go and try to
I
make sure.
think
it
you
look
match
almost
that
like-
new bathroom building close as you can, probably. That's the newest, nicest building over there, even though it's the smallest, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can, from now on, match everything to that color scheme.
I thought the playground equipment could look something like the pickleball court and blend all that in together. I know that's bright, but when the guy showed me the
Everything on
different
that list was
pictures.
bright.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, you go dark colors though, they fade and look worse
Well, and
after a few
I
years.
thought
a lot
about that
faster on
'cause
that plastic playground.
That's what
At Lick Creek, the green is hot. Anytime you take your kid, it's hot as can be when you touch it.
It's gonna be in the direct sun out there.
I know Woodlawns is blue at their ballpark, is all that blue stuff, but I think that's because that's that Blue Cross Blue
Blue Cross
Shield
Blue
grant
Shield.
paid for all that.
It's blue.
What about the restrooms down there? You gonna rent the pavilion now? I mean, if we're talking about renting the pavilion now.
I mean, I think the short-term fix, and when the spring rolls around and it starts heavily used, is probably to have some type of porta-john service there for right now. I don't have any grants out there or readily that I've noticed that's for
We,
restrooms, and I think the big expense down there is gonna be the sewer probably, because
Sewer, if you put septic in here, you need to do a perk test, see if it even perk for a septic right there.
you know, we
Yeah.
winterize everything at the park from now on. We're gonna have people knock the locks off the doors and go into the bathrooms after season's over. I'm not saying they're on the walking trail, I don't know where they're coming from, you know,
Right.
we got some cameras we're supposed to put up.
yeah, I mean, so I think probably, I think we're gonna have to go with some sort of porta-john service down there and as of now, you know. I'd love to see the same bathroom sit right down there on the new fairgrounds too, you know, kind of split that area up. But, yeah, I don't have a good answer for that right now, for sure. I'd like to have some, but daggone people break everything too. Dover's going through their LPR event's getting ready to start. Well, no, they already started rehabbing the bathrooms out at Lick Creek. Man, they just destroyed that. And it was, you know, officers go through there and check it, and then the next morning it's,
You need cameras up.
Yeah.
I've learned from building houses, even if they don't work.
Well,
Even if the cameras don't work.
Or just put a
the
sign,
presence- the
just put a
presence-
sign up, say this is under video surveillance.
The presence of a camera knocks everything way down.
That's the problem with this day and age, right?
Yeah.
You know?
oh, look, I'm not even above to putting a camera system in at the park. Especially with these new poles that are going up, we're having them so close that we can put in 3 or 4 of those wireless cameras or whatever.
Yeah, oh, we've already voted on that, they're going in, it's just
Yeah.
getting them and getting the
Yeah.
data of everybody to do it.
It needs to. Especially, like,
But I'm thinking even
8:30
like
this
down
morning,
there,
there was freaking 20 people down there walking.
I'm thinking down there even like Indian Mound, you know, at that part, you know,
I agree 100%.
As a deterrent.
We just have to figure it
Well,
out.
they're a lot cheaper now than they ever have been. Yeah, I mean, anybody can have you know, Ring doorbell cameras, for goodness sakes. I mean, they're next to nothing. And it's almost kind of like what you have down there, right?
The service is.
They're on Amazon Black Friday right now, I've already,
The
costs
service-
about $100 a year for their service.
How much a year?
$100.
For a year?
All your
That means
own-
it continually records all day
Yeah.
long, so if something happens, you can go back, and I think it's 60 days.
60.
Might be more for commercial, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think they care.
yeah, they don't care.
So it's really not that much.
If you had a big enough
And the
umbrella,
lithium batteries on those.
It's a whole lot, it's worth a whole lot more than paying $10,000 for vandalism.
Yeah.
And if it will deter any vandalism.
Well, I mean, you get a big enough umbrella on them, right, if you can get them all kind of grouped together
Oh, yeah.
under the same system, you know, that would be,
Because it'll run off the
Ideal.
ballpark's Wi-Fi.
But anyway.
That's right.
Cell phone and Wi-Fi.
Andrew can get us going. So yeah, that's the gist of the ballpark. You know, I would love to find a grant. Ronnie's already spoke up and said if you find the money to pave it, you know, the county will go down there and pave it. But, you know, I think we're thinking, you know, we got a bunch of, what was it called?
Millions.
Yeah, the millings donated. We had 20 truckloads of that, and the rocks was a problem at the county cook-off this year because I see 2 or 3 different folks in walkers and wheelchairs, and they were struggling. So I know that doesn't look the best down there right now, that black stripe going right down the middle, but it's, you can roll across it, and we can reserve handicap parking there until we get actual, you know, actual really good handicap parking. We're gonna have 2 handicap parking places, ADA accessible, everything put in with the pavilion. That was part of the grant. So, that won't touch it, you know, that won't touch anything.
Was Gary able to get Ronnie a letter asking for them to fix the end of it? It's been, okay, good.
That's-
He said that's all it had to
I think
be.
it's been fixed for about 2 months now, hasn't it?
So, let's talk about the fairfield for a minute now, the new fairgrounds. Well, we got anything else left in the LPRF grant? Y'all have any more questions about it? It took us a long time, but we're finally seeing the fruits of labor now.
Yep.
And poles, the ASC poles, you guys, if somebody wants them, tell them to contact us. We will go down there with them when they get them so they don't tear up any of our parking lot. It's gonna take a pretty good piece of machinery to get them. I've already had one person ask for 4, and I told Ricky Robertson, anybody that wants those poles, they're more than welcome. We don't want them, but I didn't want to pay to have them hauled off either, when they will stack them for free. So,
And the
save us.
poles and the lights are antique, so, you know.
We were thinking on the lights that, I don't know, there might be some scrap value in them. I don't know. We were actually talking about seeing if Justin thought it'd be worth hauling them to Hurry or scrapping them.
I said either list them,
Going down there with it.
see if somebody would want to buy them, or scrap them, not just dump them.
Yeah, we were thinking
Those
of
poles will make a
lights
good pole
might be
barn.
worth more than giving away.
Well, we had a gentleman come and just ask to pick it out, 2 of the poles for a bridge.
Yeah, the poles, I would.
But the
Poles, what
lights-
we thought of was, Adrian features on the Little League board. He was saying when CMC gives them away, they make people sign a waiver. That was our big idea.
Justin said Ricky wanted them.
Probably.
I said, do not contact him. I said, do not contact him for nothing.
He's at home watching this meeting. But yeah, just whatever y'all come up with on that, I don't, you know, just, the only thing is I don't
As
want.
long as they're
anybody
gone by
to-
baseball season, huh?
No, they're gonna be gone this week. I mean, they'll be over at the fairground, Fairfield this
Oh,
week.
they're gonna move them over stack.
Yeah, his goal was to have it all poles up and all poles down Friday.
Wow.
It only looked like he had about 6 or 8 left to do anyways.
Yeah, so that's his goal, and then Monday they wanna start boring, so he says he's still on time, so.
Maybe quite a bit pretty good.
Yeah, do you know this, the box and everything's coming out of the middle, I guess y'all knew
Yeah, I
that,
saw that.
so. And then we'll find out, we'll have to figure it out between us all, how we're gonna do these lights, because the lights will be controlled on your phones.
Yes.
And we'll need a point person for that. I'm not that guy. I don't want people calling me at 11 o'clock at night telling me, you know. But if the lights are on, let's say at 12 o'clock, if Margaret, you go in and you say, I want to know every time the lights come on from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., it'll tell you when it shuts off. If it's on past 10 p.m., it'll alert you. It'll alert your phone and say, pole number, whatever.
We talked about they were being programmable to where I could put in the schedule for the week, because I usually send it out on Sunday nights, and I can program it per the schedule that I have. Because anybody that uses the field has to reserve it with me. So, unless they just
That would
go,
definitely work.
unless they just go on their own and I don't know they're there, then they would have to message and us come on, but.
The community park side, of course, they'll be on and off and all kinds of junk.
All the
But
time.
we'll find somebody. I don't know if they'll be one of the maintenance guys. I don't know who would, but
On
probably.
that side, wouldn't it be just a timer, wouldn't, because I mean, it's gonna be used a lot more so than,
Program it, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
Have it cut off at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock or something every day.
Yeah.
Be off till
Work hours,
You can
yeah.
set it for park hours, if you don't have hours, then set it, have it shut off.
Yeah, I don't know much about the system, so we'll figure that out. All right, y'all okay moving on to number 5? The fairground side of the field, we have applied for a grant for $150,000, and we got it for a ag barn over there. The city has given their portion of, we co-owned, the county and the city co-owned the riding ring, and they have deeded us their portion. That should be in the paper this week. Did it make it?
Tomorrow, we did it.
Yeah, so that'll be sold December the 3rd or 4th at the courthouse. It has a reserve on it, but that money's also going towards that ag barn.
Tony and Lane, all that,
But, yeah, whoever.
right across from their house.
You know, but what else, this is one of the things I wanted to know from you guys, what else are we looking at? Grant season's on, so I can start applying, you know, I mean, I don't know what else we're wanting to do, and the fair board has kind of said the same thing. You know, we would like to see something like an amphitheater down there, and I've got that grant finished, I just have to send it in when it's time. You know, so that they can have, I mean, there's tons of people go to Jazz on the Lawn, and there's, you know, the kids, I was kind of hoping maybe some of them would get interested in like outdoor theater or something like that, and have our drama departments or however that works. Just another place for them to do things like that. I don't know, but I don't know the best place to put it. I don't know, and I know it needs to be over there on that fairground somewhere, but I don't know. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on it?
What's it gonna take to build one? I mean, is it gonna, you know, is it gonna have to dig out, or, I mean, how's that gonna work? You know, you put it on
I think like the rodeo is such a big success, you wouldn't wanna take away any of the, like you wanna keep that open, you know, enough land for the rodeo to come back, or maybe even do more rodeos, so I'd hate to.
That's when we were thinking, long-term, that's the pavilion setup that we've looked at. To
Okay.
have it big enough.
So you're just saying like an amphitheater that could double as like,
Well, I was, just me, thinking out loud, I'm thinking of what Paris Landing has.
Down there on the lake.
Something of that
Bring your own chairs, you just got, you got stage involved.
Something like that, you know, not us putting in seats or, we will have bleachers that we can move around, but
You could do that towards the creek, couldn't you? Maybe?
yeah, I mean, we can do it wherever y'all want to go with it, I don't, it's.
At one time, we talked about doing an aerial and a layout of contingent where things need to be, might want to be located too.
Mark has that, and I forgot all about it. Yeah, that, I didn't
You
even.
might email that to us, so we'll get a better,
Mhm.
get a better idea.
Yeah, but what do y'all, I mean, is that?
I think that's a good idea, yeah.
I'm good with
Well, if you can get grants as far as the ballpark, because, I mean, I'm down there more, so that's no more. I think it's in need of bleachers and new dugouts. This is something that we probably can't afford, that needs to be done in the future.
Concession.
I walked up in y'all's concession stand the other day, man, I'm 225, and that thing was shaking.
Well, that too.
That thing's gotta come down, or it's gonna come down.
I think people have to go up there,
We just hope it
well,
gets
it's online registration, but people go up there to register, so they gotta get up
That's
the stairs.
That whole
New one
building,
over out in the.
you know,
Yeah, the other bathrooms, you know, you got your new bathrooms, that's another thing that the ballpark really needs, the central location for better bathrooms. But I mean, we could go down, we could have a laundry list of
I could spend $1 million really quick at that ballpark, you know,
Yeah.
you paint the parking lot.
Yeah.
but I'd say the concession stand down there, man, I mean, concession stand and bathrooms, where that building is at now, I think you just need a whole new building right
I
there.
ain't into that. I second that. I mean, I agree with you 1,000%. That's,
I thought we already had the money for that, that's the reason why I didn't mention that first.
no, that's one of the things that's, I mean, Lord,
That's the most
in my entire life, and I don't see nothing changed about it. You know, be real. And I'm pushing 40.
And we did, I did mention this earlier, but we did, well, most of you know, we've got a 400 amp service out there. I put it in between the ballpark and the community park in case we needed to piggyback it or anything for future use, bathrooms, concession stands, if you ever want them over at the multi-use field.
That's what I
Any
think,
of
it
that.
would need to be scooted up in between that, closer to that service that you put.
And we have,
Concession there.
so you have plenty of service
Are
there.
y'all planning on rebuilding the whole concession area?
The time was to come and we had the money
I'm just thinking, we talk about restrooms, I mean, that's really the only restrooms we have there. And it's like one stall, one urinal on the guy's side. The other
Yeah.
side's got one stall, two urinals for 400 people or 300 parking spots,
It's
that's
not
not enough.
enough.
I don't know what we spent in, you know, bringing all those porta potties in for the thing, but if we had money to dump into that, in a nutshell, and make that our next step, it would be, you know, tear it out, start brand new, but
Yeah.
put bathrooms inside of it where it's kind of like you've been to Woodlawn, have one big area.
I was just fixing to
It's
say
an office on one
Woodlawn.
side, then it's a thing, and there's bathrooms in the middle of it.
We'd have to do away with the batting cage, really, if you're gonna service both of them.
And that
And I don't
would be
think,
done,
I
yeah.
don't think that would be no issue,
No.
but that would be probably a decent fix for all scenarios, right? Because you've got sewage already right there, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah, that's right there. behind
So
the-
that's going to help you in that category. So water is already kind of right there, you just got to get it from the existing
So it could be a
to
combination.
You really wouldn't have to winterize either, because you
concession
set it like that, and that building could have heat in there.
build it right, you know?
Here's the problem we have with the ballpark, for the ones of you that aren't involved down there. We charge $90 a kid to play baseball. St. B charges $175. We try not to raise our fees up because we know that there's a lot of families with 3 or 4 kids that can't afford $400 to go play baseball anyways, you know what I mean? Much less $800 if you're in Clarksville with 4 kids, almost $800. So it's a dilemma every year of, I mean, we're trying to pinch as many pennies as we can just to run the place and not kill these families that we can't afford to
It
play.
is a rec league, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can't, I mean,
Yeah.
the whole purpose of it is to keep the kids involved and make them want to love the sport.
And that's why he's talking about grant money, and I
Yeah.
think you could look for grant money strictly for a concession
Yeah,
stand
that's-
building.
that's why we
that
need
includes
Concession
bathrooms.
restroom.
Yeah.
Because it can't happen. And those Clarksville parks are getting money from the city and county a lot more than what
I bet.
we're able to.
I'm always one of those people who come with a drawing and a plan of how much it's gonna cost that you already had bid it out. Then we start calling our state representatives and people like that to have this back. They can go to the floor and put these grants into play just as anything else, you know, and start talking to those people. And that's, you know, push the agenda and say, hey, we really need this here. You take a picture of ours and look what they have over here, the state park has over there. We're kind of in the center, role, but we have this many kids involved and we've developed, so we invested as a community ourselves. We need some help and help, let them help us. That's part of their positions in that case, but I don't know who you send out there, an engineering corporation, and go, hey,
A plan first.
we want this. Yes, we need 400,000. And then if you can't make it, they say, hey, they're gonna give you half of that. We start back to trying to find something else, or we put something out and go, hey, that's the fundraiser goal that we go to, and it may take us 2 years.
So the LPRF grant is fixing to let it in, and we can go after it again now that all of our projects are going. So we don't have to wait till they're finished. I can reapply. The problem with that is this last time when I put in for the Parks and Recs grant, I went out there and I got every small grant I could get to match this grant, so the county didn't have to put any money into it. So, we're spending 1.7 or 1.5, and the county had to match that. So we went after tribal grants and everything else. To get that.
That's where we were able to use the appraisal on the land.
The appraisal on
for
the land.
match.
So really,
That's over.
really, right. Really what we would need now, if we can go after an LPRF grant and say it is 400,000 or 500,000, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be closer to 5 than 4. Then we, might have to come back to the county and ask and see what we can do there.
I bet you Pepsi would, as bad as I hate Pepsi, I'd rather have Coke. But I guarantee you, they would give you money towards.
We might need them.
Yeah.
Well,
Towards a
and it's-
concession stand.
And there's organizations that want to help. Now, our mom and pops around Stewart County get the absolute hell beat out of them, y'all. They're getting tore up. And I'm talking about from,
You're saying what I say every year when Jesse argues, we get more
So, I
sponsors. I say, well, they get beat up too.
I can't say that we can go to these every store because they're, I seen the same checks in the same month. Last year, the Fair Board was out, and then the Cancer Cook-Off was out, and I seen the same checks coming in. I was like, golly,
That's like
So-
TVA dumps into, we went to TVA before, but you go to them, Hancock, some of the big corporations around here, it's a pat on the back of them to help out those train who I work for.
Well, it's like Regions Bank, Traditions Bank, they call, Regions will help too, because I've spoken with Ken about it, but they called and said, what's your project right now? And I said, well, we don't have the money for the volleyball courts, but we do have some of it left in the grant. And she said, what are you short? And I said, probably 10,000. She said, all right, so that's a $10,000 check, That, things like that could help us. I say fundraise, but what I don't want to do is the general population think I'm going back to the tire shop again, or, so.
I mean, I don't want to speak for AASC, but I think it's consensus that the next big need down there, it will be a new concession
Yes,
and
that's
bass
all.
trails.
Mhm.
And it could go right there where the one's at now, and they can go further back in there, right?
Yes.
Now, what about, if me and Rick talk, what about some of our TVA money that we got per,
Impact money?
some of our impact money? If me and Rick come agreement, can we use some of that impact money for the ASSC and stuff that they could do to the parking lot? I know me and Rick talked about a new water truck. I don't know, I had talked to him no more, I don't know where that's at. Do you know where that's at? I know you're going to park, right?
I don't know what's that.
Okay, I know we talked about, I think it was around 50. And I think it was 90, so we'll still have some money left over. And maybe we can do something to help AASC with the rest of our impact money. To go towards something.
Well, and it's hard, this impact money we got, there's a fund that came out, and I went over to Paris and met with the TVA board, and they're giving us impact payments for the gas plant, right? It's statutorily put in place, but we wanted it sooner than later. So we get an impact payment this year. Next year we'll get the same thing. It might be dollars difference. It's based on an algorithm of put out, it's just a lot. But the thing about it is when you take your district money and put it in, that park is for everybody. Now, I'm not saying a lot of folks from Cumberland City, there are folks from Cumberland City use it, but Cumberland City, Indian Mound, everybody uses that park. I would not have a problem putting impact money
Well,
down there.
You're not getting mine from my district.
Well, I think
No, I mean, I
ballpark
think
is,
we had that conversation to your point, though, we have been asked or approached on that, you could come back in the portion that we don't use. We had a lot of road problems, so I think we were really discussing of putting ours in the roads, because we had such an issue with flooding, but to your point, we could take, a start is 15 grand from each one of those.
well, I was thinking.
But all those districts, that's a pretty good chunk.
Well, I was talking about our impact money, because, ballpark is in District 2, so I was going to use District 2 impact money in
I like what you
ballpark.
think.
But if everybody chipped in from the others, there's the kids from everyone else.
We still got some roads and stuff like that we have to
I
address.
understand that too.
But yeah, no, I mean,
But
I could definitely talk to
District-
impact money and then go on to match it with an LPRF grant. I think we got a really good, you would have a really good chance of receiving that grant.
The biggest thing is to know what we need. Is it 400,000 or is it 500,000? It's easier to go talk to these people instead of, I run the nonprofits. A lot of times people come in with these weird numbers, but with no background to it. It's easier for us to vote on it or to go look for that money if you're in the volunteer world and go, hey, like I said, I went to TVA for the fire service one time and said, hey, we need all brand new flashlights. Like our flashlights are outdated. They said, how much it costs? It was $16,000. They wrote a check out right there. Now, if I came to them and said, I just need flashlights, they would have said, well, here's $500, in a nutshell. So I always think if you know what it's gonna cost, you have somebody come look at it, architect it, we ain't gotta sign off on it, but bring it back to this board, or who do we go speak to next?
We should
Sign
have
those
Google
emails.
for some money. If they're not- Google's got money in it.
Now you're
We
throwing in.
had the impact money to put more millions to that parking lot, so you talk, that people had no problem with giving it, but we could always use that money to improve the parking area over there, where they didn't have an issue with the rocks and everything. I mean, I know that impact money's not gonna deal with new concessions or like that, but there's money there that it would fix something. So,
Yeah. I agree. So, well, I'll start digging in on this concession stand money, and we'll see what we can come up with there.
Your original question was at the fairgrounds, looking for a grant to build an amphitheater or some kind of a stage. I think it'd be neat to do I think Margaret mentioned the aerial plot of what we have and different options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just me talking, but like a permanent, like the fairground, like what Paris has, like a permanent rodeo grounds would be super cool. And then if we could get rodeos regularly.
So that's what the ag barn is.
Okay.
I think.
Is it gonna be a solid floor, or is it gonna be?
No, so the ag barn is, as of right now, is 100 by 200.
Yeah.
And it has lean-to, you might call it lean-tos for seating bleachers and that.
I like what Paris
The
has.
inside will be
That's
the
what that
engineered dirt
Yeah.
stuff that they run in the big rodeos.
Yeah.
That'll be the sand, dirt,
'Cause
whatever.
I was thinking like oversized pavilion is what I was thinking,
Yeah.
ag barn with a concrete floor.
No, it's not a concrete
Okay.
floor at all. Like one end of it, they want to have like a, what am I trying to say, like a pen or whatever, maybe a catch pen or holding pen or whatever. And that would have a dual purposes for the shows and then rodeos. That's our big thing is when we see people that really, that we didn't know, we thought we were gonna be busy, but we didn't have any idea how busy we were gonna be on that rodeo. We did, and I don't think anybody did. It was the perfect storm, so.
I think we can support more of that. I think the county kind of really likes it.
Showed interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and we're gonna do, I think we're gonna be able to do a lot of that stuff in there, So I think if I can, and try, I know your memory's probably like mine right now, but if I can get that picture, Garrett had two really good ones. I can get them blown up and bring
We
them.
can fly it again, just redo something. But it is good to have a game plan or have it all. You don't want to put something
You could hang it up on the wall back
Yeah.
there.
something where it's just, you're gonna use it later on or something other. An amphitheater gets in the way of the pavilion and
Right.
softball field, we messed up.
How close can you get to the creek?
Well, the line kind of zigs and zags down through there. We're probably, if I had to say an average, we're 150 foot off the creek. Probably. Some places is a little further, some places is not, maybe not 150 foot.
So you're talking about the ag barn probably being pretty roughly the location we had the rodeo at, kind of, sort of, roughly.
Yeah,
in
I
that area.
mean, on up towards our property line a little bit more, on up closer to Justin's property. If y'all know where that big old pile of dirt is, that's his property. And I was thinking, you know, right on the other side of that dirt, right on our property line somewhere.
You could donate us some more property.
Maybe if we give your dad those poles, he'll
It'll be
give us some more.
near the back door of his house.
Where you watch
But-
rodeo.
Just tear us out that bank and
But
then do the
that's,
bleachers right there, just.
And also, that half of that field is floodplain. So if we go down there and start talking about building any kind of buildings, it's almost not worth it. Your insurance is ridiculous. They have a completely set up plans you have to go by, drill holes over so many inches and all kinds of stuff. So we want to keep most of our structured stuff up off of that, and out of that floodplain.
That'd be where you would want to put, you would want them to, people to sit in it, like if you're gonna have a concert, put them where it would flood and have it launched. That's
Yeah.
one thing. Looking at a map to know where it was at, where it could be.
Yeah, that's what I'll have it for the next meeting, because we've got where we can. We're gonna have to turn around and have another one probably in January, because a lot of these stuff we'll be closing a lot of this stuff out, you know, coming city grants and all that stuff.
What, anything happening in Hidden Creek?
Yes, I've got a grant, I put in for a grant for Hickman Creek on its own. When we applied for Hickman Creek in the LPRF grant, it was down there, close to the water, right there beside the boat ramp. So when we put in for it, the park give us, or the Corps give us a letter that stated you can use this. Well, the state didn't accept it. They had to have a full lease agreement. That was it was about 2 years. Jeff Hancock called Nashville and said, I need this quick. And they said, send it in, we'll get it to you. The fastest we're getting them out right now is about 18 months. So then I went and talked with some community members. I got some of our guys together that live over there and took them out there, and I said, what do y'all want to try to move this and make us get a grant that would let us move it, and we could just go with a regular letter from the Corps? And they said, yeah. So I should know on that grant.
I thought at first they didn't want anything.
No, I think everybody's always kind of wanted some. We had a few people that was a little bit worried about it because they seen Gray's Landing, what was going on down there. And some stuff already goes down at Hickman Creek now that, you know, but, so the plan for that, if we get this grant, you know, they want to move it out to the corner. They want to have it more visible.
But wasn't it included in this original grant from GDEC? So where's that? Where's that?
The ball field, that's the pavilion and the playground down there.
Okay.
We had to
so-
move that money because,
Okay, so that Hidden Creek plan was scrapped, and we're trying for something new.
right, yeah, no, it's the new ones. It'll be reviewed, I think it's 1st of December, so we'll know real soon. And I actually applied for right at 400,000, I think is what it is. So, but 2 years, their state wasn't gonna wait 2 years on the lease with the Corps, so. It's just what it is.
Are you gonna go into new business?
I thought we were on.
No, that was on the
You're running the
fairgrounds
show,
stuff.
don't let him do.
That's about it at the fairgrounds. The next meeting I'll get with Mark, we'll get a good aerial. I'll get a couple of them blown up and kind of see what y'all think about it. Because I have not applied for anything for the concession stands. That'll give me some work between now and then, that I can find a couple of grants. We may have to split it up and make it a couple of grants. So, some areas I want to concentrate on. I'll go ahead, because we can.
All right, let's go with the new business.
Some areas I want to concentrate on, I'd really like to find something in the Bumpus Mills area. You know, I've been looking down there, we've got people on it, I've got a lot of people looking for land and things like that down there.
What about the old park that's back there that the Boy Scouts used to take care of, had all the campgrounds and everything else around that area?
In Hickman Creek?
No, in the Bumpus Mills.
Slate Creek?
I guess it's not those. I'm not from there, I've just been there one time, I was like, this is a nice area to be covered up and set up. I'm like, well, you know, the Corps takes care of the beach area, but this is further back off and around, nice walking. several great things. I'm like, somebody would call me about that. I'm like, well, not my district, but my parents live out there. So
The Corps used to manage it all, like,
Yeah.
we pull down there and pay and everything, go camp and.
they used to get a sticker. I know my parents still get a sticker to be able to use the area. But then like there's campgrounds are, you got areas all the way around, but they're off in the woods, all covered up with trees right now. It's like,
There used to, a little toll booth pulled up there, just like you do at Piney, paid and go stay for the weekend. It was all run by the Corps.
saying, I don't know who owns it. Somebody's got to own it. Or we go back like Gray's Landing and stuff, there, you know, a lot more people are gonna visit it out there. And it's booming in that side of town, just like it is anywhere else.
Yeah, I'd like to find something, so I mean, if you got family or friends or something that down there that we can, yeah, I've got them involved, they're looking, but
The bad thing about like, you know, I mean, Saline Creek boat ramp and stuff like that, it's so far. Some of that stuff is so far on a gravel road, you drive forever on a gravel road just to get there. And you get there, it's a really beautiful place.
Yeah.
But it is so far off the beaten path.
I would like to,
I would be worried that's so far off the beaten path that it'd end up looking like Gray Landing.
Have you
Well,
been
I
down
just
there?
think, you know, even if you did like what, and I picked these ideas out of my head, I don't know if anybody's been to Danville. They have their own little camp park there that's done basically completely digitally. Like nobody, it's like one person maintenance guy that works it from when I've contacted them, but it's paying for themselves. They set it up so you go online and pick out your campsite, means you own it now. He goes back after you check out on your phone. If you messed anything up, you're liable for it, like trash pickup and everything else. So basically, they do nothing. And for what they were telling me, they're booked out 6 months in advance. At no cost to the, you know, anybody there, but it's property that they have. It's a resource for us to bring people into town to spend money, tax revenue going up. And it's like, well, you know, Piney stays packed out the door. Always has. You know, they're having lottos just to get people in to play over there. It's like, out there it'd be another great place. You're right by the water. There's a boat ramp access and everything for you. There's campground access. There's water access. It's all there, set up and ready to be done. It's got
The
public.
Corps engineers owns every bit of that.
Yeah, but like the back side of it, you make the same sort of case like we did before. If they don't want to do it, we'll adapt it. 5-year lease, 10-year lease, it never hurts to talk. You know, put a playground out there and, you know, maybe be the case on it. And then work your way through it. I'm just saying that's a great arty road, no water, no nothing, just conversation.
yeah, we just
But if
need
it
to
does what it
find
do, it
something.
makes millions, you put me in the paper for that. Okay?
We need to find something out there, because, you know, they're just not, there's not a
No more
lot
bass.
in Bumpus Mills for families, you know, to recreate. So that's an area that I would definitely like. I would also, the Leatherwood community, and I mean, actual Leatherwood, you know, whether it be down there. Do y'all own the property behind the fire hall, or is that the neighbors right there?
The neighbor guy.
But another thing we need to, you know.
And the problem with it, you know, speaking about Parks and Recs, it's kind of pushed us off. The only place that I've done is the 4-way at 232 and the old state route has a little pond there. You know, talking to the guy across the road, he used to belong to his dad, so when he passed away, we kind of held off. But to me, that was the perfect place because people were passing by all the time. It's not off the beaten path. You kind of take care of everybody in that area for like a, you know, community center, ballpark, or whatever else. And of course, you got a pond to fish out of too. You know, get somebody to stock it, yeah. But then, you know, how far it is, but most of the people in our area previously was all, you know, weekenders. My whole road was maybe 25% capacity, but it's went up now, but I'm seeing more and more kids, but it's like, do we justify putting it someplace off the beaten path? That's why the fire department, where it's sitting at is kind of inconvenient at the time. You know, it helps that community, but if we moved it out a little bit, be more central located, it's out for people to vandalism and stuff like that. So we haven't found a good piece of property except for that one. And I guess I need to, you know, now that time has changed, maybe we'll have a conversation with him about that later on. But everybody always tells us, well, Paris Landing's right there. Because it's 10 minutes more up the road to go to Paris Landing. So is there any value in having it, you know, in a nutshell?
But yeah, I mean, it's, we definitely need to, those are two spots that,
What's the possibility down there at the creek to go Walker Bridge in Bumpus Mills? Because that'd be a really cool area, I think. And, you know, that's right in the middle.
Charlie owns that.
Does he own it?
Charlie owns that.
All that by the creek and stuff? Really?
Charlie's last name?
Mayor of Bumpus Mills, but we don't have any jurisdiction down
I call him before I go.
And
It's
Bill,
had its own sheriff and its own
the
mayor.
sheriff ain't there no more, Bill Walker, he's there.
But it's definitely, I think we need to start addressing, some of these outlying areas to get folks out.
Trust me, I know.
We've done a lot in the last 3 years as far as the parks in the county. But we can do more with these grants, and we can keep offering back without it affecting our tax dollars. I know grants come out of tax dollars, but we hopefully get Williamson County's tax dollars, so, we do need to find some places for those too.
And Lord knows, once you get the ball rolling, it takes a long time for it to finally get somewhere.
But the sooner you start, the sooner you get there.
I mean, if you don't start, it's gonna be even longer.
Yeah, you gotta, it does take a long time, but again, who would have thought our park down there would come around like it has?
I'm telling you, I'm
$3 million in 3
I mean,
years.
I had a tear come my Saturday when I was down there and I saw them putting up new light poles and I saw them old leaning freaking poles with the old lights on there. They're 30 years old probably, ain't they?
They might be.
It's the ones they put up in the seventies.
I mean, I thought they're antique.
On
You
set
can't
the
even
bulbs.
find bulbs for them.
They used to have a rope down there, you get to click them on and off.
And if you do find a bulb, it's ridiculously expensive because it's an
They just
antique.
traveled all
Yeah.
over getting bulbs for 'em.
So, but that's just, we gotta stay the course, and we'll get there. So. 3 years ago, I didn't even know what pickleball was, and
Yeah.
now we're gonna have a nice pickleball court. I think the fair is wanting to have open it with a big tournament or something, have a few. food
There were
trucks.
probably, I'm gonna say, close to 150 people at that one in Paris Saturday.
How many courts do they have?
8, I believe. I never went to the other set. There's a set up high and a set down low. There was 4 at one week. I think it was 4 more at the top.
Yeah, so when the city of Dover gets, when that part of the LPF grant gets done, we'll have 9 courts within, 5 miles of each other? That should really help
Clarksville just got
tourism. You can have a pretty good sized tournament with 9 courts.
And using both.
Clarksville just got their first public ones this year.
Yeah,
So
they got the same grant we
we're
got.
doing good on that.
On the idea, the Bumpus Mills thing, was the idea like a campground, or were we talking about a park?
Me personally, I would like to see something like we're doing in Indian Mound, something, nothing, it's just gonna be a nice park.
With
Take your
playground.
child to play, sit down, have a sandwich with them, whatever.
So we're not talking about a really big piece of property, we're talking about something more
Small pavilion and a
central,
playground.
like a dilapidated building could get knocked down. and something
Literally
nice to
2
build.
acres. I know, I've got a building that we've been checking about on my brain, and I don't wanna put it out there because the price will go up. But there's a really good location there to do something like a park on one side, and then maybe hypothetically, let's say, put a small library, in that building and with a park on the side, and kind of double up on what you can do if you wanted to come take your child to the library and let them play as a reward, to get your kid reading or whatever. I don't, I always had to be bribed because I didn't read. So, but I thought that was a pretty good idea. Don't know about the price, don't know if it's for sale, but any help down there that we can get would be greatly appreciated. I just need a place. I think I can get the money.
And like
Roslyn
for the
Carino
location,
loves-
you're talking about like a pretty close central Bumpus Mills, right? We're not talking about like off on Stimson Road or.
No, yeah, I think to make the largest impact, we need to keep it as convenient as possible.
Within a mile of Debs, well, half mile of Debs. You're in Big Rock, a mile from Debs.
So, yeah, and if y'all come up with something that I can check out, shoot me a text or a call and say, hey, go check this out. And, I can get that.
With the old Dean's Market or something like that.
You're in Big Rock now.
I love that. I like that area. That's where I liked. I really,
That's still District 3 right there.
I like the lot
I
right
think you need
beside
to
it.
be from Dean's to Rebecca's, you know, somewhere in that stretch probably.
But like, I think Dean specifically, what he's talking about,
Yeah.
'cause it's not doing nothing but,
My mom used to work.
Did I hear a rumor that F&M was gonna close?
What,
I hear that.
so I guess most of you know that Mr. Danny Lee, doesn't work at the ballpark anymore. No, I went in there and talked to him and, he was talking about some stuff and it's
a lot now.
it's a lot, you know, and it was wearing him thin because he's not the type of person to go home with something undone, and then it just made it, he created more work. With that being said, I hired him last week at the county, so he's still gonna take, I did not mention it until he told me.
Big game hunting. Best help out there.
He's still gonna be taking care of the walking trail, you know, help all he can with the community park, trash, all that good stuff. Just like the things like mowing and stuff, he's not gonna be. So he is kind of what we all talked about, well, the new guys, so, but we talked about trying to find somebody that could go to these parks to help out in times of, that they may need, you know, and that, he's probably the perfect person.
Yeah.
So, he can't, you know, he's like everybody, he can only work like 20
You
hours.
should ask him about going to that class with the sheriff's
He
department.
did not
where
want, he
could-
didn't want to do
He
it.
didn't want to do that.
Because when we begged him to stay last year, we offered that to him to get him to have
We-
helpers, and he did not want
And we have Jack and Tim and Norman's all certified already, so anything down there, I mean, that'll, Jack stays at the jail most
Are
every day.
you still going to get certified?
Planning on it.
So Jesse will be certified.
Well, that's gonna be in our spec when we hire Mr. Lee's position back at the ballpark, that they have to get that. It's not gonna be an option.
I
Yeah,
just-
because
I
Frankie
noticed-
does a good job of letting you have them.
Well,
Anytime
I
we
mean,
need them, we
Ricky's
just
there.
call over there.
I mean,
and-
Ricky's there.
Well, and I noticed,
Yeah.
It's just, he just can't guarantee to stay with them.
I messaged all of them one day. I was like, hey, I just pulled in up here at Woodlawn to see if we was gonna be able to play baseball tonight. And they got the, you know, the inmates out here
Yeah.
getting water off the field and stuff. I was like, why have we never really checked into that? And so, we're using them in other places for that.
We're gonna try to use them this next spring, just mostly for getting water off fields, like just grunt work.
Well, maybe we can find some money to help with those fields too, and it won't be near as, I know what you're saying about field 3, it's needed dirt for 20 years.
Which we got.
Really, probably need to let somebody like Mark or Garrett or one of their guys go down there and shoot the darn things and just tell you, it didn't take them any
They
time
shot
on
the
that
bases,
field over
is that
there.
what they shot the other
To
day?
see exactly where the
We
water
said
needs to
GPS
go.
for it.
Not, I mean, you know where it sits, y'all guys do that's been there, but where does it need to go? Because that field 3 is gonna be tough. There's only one place you can put that
Well,
water.
once you get it to the outfield, it does fine. It's
We
just
talked-
getting it to the outfield. Right now, that infield's just a bowl.
It's just gotta be built up.
We talked about hole sawing a hole in the block and letting it come out too, if we needed to let the water get out at least.
Yeah.
I think we've got a decent plan for now, anyways, with what we can do.
So, what are y'all thinking? Anything new we need to look after? We need to, we ain't had a meeting in 3 months or something like that, so 4 months or whatever. So, is there anything new we need to, that I need to work on as far as parks throughout the county?
I think we got a lot to work on now. That's the biggest thing is probably that pavilion, so.
I still think we need to be thinking.
I mean, you can send that an email to, to me and we'll take a look at it and so we're ready when we come back in.
I still think we need to look at Parks and Rec director eventually. Soon, you know, when all this stuff gets done and everything else, you had one person that went around and made, checked all this and could report to this committee and, and I know you said there was a grant that paid 100% first year, 80, and then it goes on down. So you'd have to have some money appropriated from the county commission.
Yeah.
I can take that from the Chamber of Commerce and might make it work.
I don't care.
Say shut up, Archie.
So, yeah, but. anything
And we're moving in
else?
that direction, though. Sooner or later, you would think that it's gonna be profitable on its own, especially with everything we're putting into it. You need, like you said, to look at it 3 years ago, look at it now, look at the fair, you know, how well it was up. You can't mark for baseball or basketball or, you know, pickleball or anything else. You start holding, you know, more of these food truck events and different things like that. We have the space where you have the, you know, accommodations that sooner or later, it's gonna build up where it can pay for itself. In a nutshell, at least $40,000-$50,000 job a year where that's their job to run around and check up on things and maintenance wise. I think that's the hope.
But like you said though, that's when you really consider renting the pavilion out and stuff like that, you
I
know?
don't think it's too much to ask, $25. It holds people accountable. That way you know who's in that space. So if somebody does show up there after they're done with it, it's trashed, the benches are broken or something like that, or God forbid, the bathrooms are tore into again or something of that nature. Hey, y'all were down there. What exactly, y'all see anything? You have some accountability that way.
I don't think $50, $75 is out of the question.
Yeah, I mean-
Yeah, I know.
To have a pavilion for a birthday party as big as that one is, or for, you know, a family reunion, stuff like that, then you don't have that bickering fight and either going online when somebody says, well, I showed up and I was here first.
We've had to change the dynamics of renting the visitor center. I know if y'all, I don't think any of y'all have rented it lately, but we've had to change it completely here. We were getting so many no-shows. You know, the ladies are staying on the phone half the dadgum day, and then it's, somebody will call and reserve it for 4 Saturdays in November, and then they don't show up, and then everybody that you've told no for the last however many months are driving by and call me, I thought you said it was reserved. I said, well, it was, you know, but
So you make them prepay?
I'd be making prepay.
they are now. You call and you don't have it reserved until it's paid for, and we don't have unless it's an emergency circumstance, we don't have a refundable,
So,
you know.
That's
that's probably what we need to do with the pavilion.
Yeah, I really think that's what you're going to have to do.
I mean, I don't
You're gonna
think it
have
needs to be outrageous, like, just enough, $50, enough to make you,
Yeah.
You're gonna know your clientele, the popularity, if they get, you know, all these bids in, you're like, all right, now we're gonna go to them.
I just don't want to. I don't want to start telling. You know, the reason I brought that up is because, you know, if y'all, I would love not to rent it. I'd love for everybody just to call and say, hey, we're going to put a 2-hour cap on it, so you can have 5 birthday parties in a day.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I think you ought to put $50
but
on it for
I'm-
2 hours and
I'm not a
you
but.
could have it a few
I
times a
think
day.
it's for that type of pavilion. I'm wondering if you don't let them rent it by the hour.
That's what, yeah.
$25 an hour.
Heck, if you want it for 4 hours, which we don't think you need it for 4 hours, but if you want it for 4 hours, pay for it for 4 hours. And if you want it for an hour, just get it for an hour.
Have you seen what a birthday party costs at the jump?
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. Or the city forum, or.
I just know that when the playground goes down, that we got the engineer drawings back for, and we had a pre-bid meeting this last week. When that thing goes in,
Oh, they're going to be wanting to have parties. Hey, I think that's what's going to be a good thing.
it's gonna be a happening place.
I'm gonna find out tomorrow what Houston County charges to rent out the armory for a Christmas party. What y'all think? $1,000?
Is that what it is?
I think it's
I'm gonna find out tomorrow. I'm meeting Joey over there tomorrow to see what it looks like.
You mean where the National Guard moved out?
Yeah,
Y'all gonna give it a farewell?
Well,
Ain't they tearing it down?
or having a Christmas party there. It's not my money, so. I don't-
All right, well, we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you, guys.